Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina. So, Dean Withers, I don't know if you've heard, but he came under a little bit of scrutiny when there were some accusations about him, and I will let the liberal hive mind talk about it.
Oh boy, we got another pretty hilarious clip with little Dean Withers here, quite literally, little Dean Withers. Little soy boy Dean, once again, is crying on camera. Oh, he just can't handle the heat. You know, sometimes you see people demonizing men crying. A man should never be emotional. And like most things, it just gets taken too far. I don't think it's as black and white as people suggest. Sometimes it's appropriate to show emotion. Sometimes you just can't help it. I have a feeling if I'm ever blessed to see my young daughter get married, for instance, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold back tears. In some cases, it's justified. But with this little Dean character, he's just like constantly crying like a damn baby. I mean, obviously, there's some sort of hormonal imbalance here. I'm not super big on calling people soy boys. Oh, you're a soy boy. But in some cases, it's just valid, especially when you're such a slimy character like Dean Withers, and especially considering the background of little Deanie boy here. Remember, this is how he tried starting his career, launching his online persona.
While you guys are at home sitting on your ass, I just took a private jet out to LA with $1 million in this rental passenger seats in a Coach duffel bag. Couple grand in the lap. I'm about to go drop it at Louis Vuitton. Living my dream life. What are you doing?
Little 5'5" can't grow a beard Dean wanted to be the next Andrew Tate, Giga Chad crypto investor in mommy's car wearing mommy's female.
You know what I've noticed? I've noticed that these guys on the left, like him, Hassan Piker and such, they started out as red pillars trying to follow Andrew Tate. And then they completely just do a 180 and become so far left that they actually end up on the right. So it's weird because it's a 180, but it's not at the same time. Anyway, it just exposes the grift. These guys aren't being honest about anything that they say. They're being honest as long as they're making money. Honest, I say in quotes. They'll say whatever they need to say in order to make money. And sometimes that comes at a cost, and sometimes it leads to becoming incredibly popular among very left-wing socialist Democrats.
Female glasses. Look how cool I am with mommy's sunglasses on. Not to mention he's constantly posting physique photos online that he immediately then after deletes because, well, he's 5'5" and totally effeminate. Ah, poor little guy. And now I'm realizing I've spent the entire intro just roasting this absolute clown who absolutely deserves it. Maybe we should get into the actual context here. Dean Withers once again going...
It's true. He is very effeminate because I remember watching, and I don't know if I can find this clip in order to put it in, but maybe someone can tag it below. There's a clip of him where he was debating someone on his stream about people who wear MAGA hats or people who support Trump when he is an R-wordist. And the person pointed out that he was wearing a Tupac t-shirt and the claims against Tupac as well. Dean Withers said that he got the shirt from his girlfriend's closet. So he wears his girlfriend's shirts. Now, I don't know many men who wear their wife's clothes unless, and even then they wouldn't, unless they're very small-framed men. But even then, I don't think they would because it kind of comes off as a little gay. So he wears his girlfriend's shirts. And I say girlfriends loosely because I don't even know if this guy is straight. He doesn't come across as straight. That's why when these people came forward and accused him of something, some people had a hard time not believing it.
Going viral online, crying after being confronted by one of his live callers. And I gotta tell you, this moment was absolutely incredible. It's like the culmination, the final resting point of leftist hypocrisy on a particular issue here. Let me show you guys what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so it appears as though Dean Withers is now facing allegations, I gotta say, currently possibly disproven or unproven allegations of SA. But of course, considering the fact that he's a leftist, well, he's part of the hashtag MeToo Believe All Women crowd. Well, we gotta hold these clowns to that standard now, don't we?
Proven wrong? I do agree with you, but I'm just saying it hasn't been proven wrong.
I absolutely, okay.
To me, it hasn't been proven wrong.
I proved it wrong by showing that the DMs were fake. You.
And listen, it can
No. Did I show? Shut up. Did I show that the DMs were fake?
Give me a little anxiety, Pen, all right?
Answer the question. Yes, I am. I am getting loud. I am getting upset. You are accusing a victim of domestic violence of somebody after I've proven that they're completely fake.
Right? You're a victim because you're on the receiving end. Yeah, keep running from the truth.
Why would you do this?
Listen, we can debate Trump right now.
Why would you do that? Why would you say, bro?
Listen. Just go hit your anxiety pen and we can.
Why would you say that?
You're getting.
They're trying their best, guys. They're trying their best, bro. They're really trying their best. Dude. Yeah. God, man.
I gotta say, in a fair world, normally, and certainly if the individual being targeted was not a flaming leftoid douchebag, I would normally feel bad. I'd feel bad for Dean. The crocodile tears I could do without. I mean, I get it's a...
I don't feel bad because of all the shit that this guy has said about other people who were completely innocent. But he wanted to push the narrative that was completely false in order to look like his side was correct and the other side was wrong. Either way, crying on stream, that's what women do. Women. You don't see a lot of guys crying on stream. You don't see a lot of gay guys crying on the stream. But these guys, sometimes I think that gay men are actually more masculine than liberal men. I'm right. They are, without a doubt. They have to be. Because this is pathetic. I don't see a lot of gay men crying on stream. But this, why are you getting upset? You're getting upset because someone is accusing you of something. And if you believe you didn't do it, why are you crying? That's what I don't understand. If someone accused me of something so horrific like that, I wouldn't cry. I'd be pissed. And I would come with all kinds of proof that it was fake. But to cry kind of seems like, okay, like liberals, far left liberals like him, when they get exposed for lying about something or they can't back up a claim, usually what they do is they act like children and they get like not mad, but they throw a tantrum. They throw a tantrum because they can't defend themselves and it upsets them because now they're looking like the fool. And so it's a child mentality where I'm so upset, I'm not getting my way, and I'm not looking like I'm right. So I have nothing else to do but cry. Cry. Why are you crying? Why are you upset? Wouldn't you be mad, but not like throwing a tantrum mad, like, no, this is not true. And I have the receipts to prove it. And you can accuse me of whatever you want, but I have the facts and you don't. So you just keep coming at me. And like, what is the point? At that point, you would go from mad to serious. Like, okay, I'm pissed that I was accused of something that I obviously didn't do. That's messed up. Now I'm going to be dead serious. But he doesn't do that. Maybe he got like a little mad. I really couldn't tell because he's so feminine. And then he goes to crying. Like crying. Crying why? He's the guy who told people believe all women. Well, that's not realistic. You can't believe everyone who says they're a victim because people have the ability to lie. You could have came with that. I don't think he did. I think he just cried instead. I didn't watch the whole clip of the back and forth in this live stream. But to cry after you were like trying to be a red pill guy and now you're like this tough debater, this bro whisperer on the left, and now you're like acting like a little bitch. You're crying. You have to have your anxiety pen, which is just a marijuana vape, because people stress you out so much and then you put yourself in the same position. But what people are doing to him right now is what he's been doing to other people. Chickens come home to roost, man. You're eating your words. Surprise. Welcome to the land of adulthood.
Sensitive topic and you're being challenged on it, but the way this guy is just constantly losing control of himself and crying like a little baby, it's just kind of pathetic at this point. But again, normally I'd feel bad for him, but in this case, absolutely not. Because what he's feeling there, frankly, that's called a taste of your own medicine, a taste of the leftist medicine. It's funny how the standard all of a sudden changes now that it's Dean. Oh, but to claim it's been disproven. I proved that the DMs were fake. Well, first of all, I'd like to see that proof. And secondly, if we're applying the leftist standard, then it's just believe all women, right? Why would we believe you? You're a man. You're an evil misogynist pig. That's the first point of hypocrisy. The second point being, of course, this guy, of course, representing the hyper-aggressive far online left. And just think about all the rhetoric they've been engaging in on a regular basis over the last couple of years. Anytime they're losing an argument or just, nonstop because they feel like it on social media, all they do is claim that President Trump is an rapist, a pedo.
Do you like Trump?
Yeah, of course.
He's hello.
He's a pedophile?
He is.
Really? That's an
And a-
accusation. Can you please explain to me how he's a pedophile? I didn't know that.
Well, he's a pedophile because, take a look at the Epstein files. It says that he would
Yeah.
a little girl.
It doesn't
Her
So,
tightness.
so what it actually says, right, is there's people, and this is in the Epstein files, of accusations that actually led to no conclusion whatsoever. So yes, people have accused him of this stuff, but
Eugene Carroll.
okay, so that's also not been proven at all. He was held civilly liable for slander within the case, which civil court does not require the same standard as criminal prosecution. So that's also not true. In fact, can you tell me what year did Eugene Carroll? What year did she get?
I have no idea.
Yeah, neither does she. She somehow forgot what year she got. Pretty weird, right?
Like, you should know it.
I would figure that's probably true too, but no, she doesn't remember. She also said was sexy. Do you think that's a
Ew,
normal
what?
thing to say
I
for,
heard about
especially,
that. No.
well, for anyone to say, but especially?
I heard about that. I looked into that. That's actually true. And you know what's really, really interesting is that a vast majority of straight women have that fantasy. Not wanting it to not wanting it to happen like without consent. You know, it's part of the kink thing. A lot of women have that. Surprisingly, a lot of liberal women. So they cry about, Trump being an R-wordist. I don't know if it's freaking true or not. But then they have the same fantasy. It's like, ugh. Then they're listening to a woman who says that she's a victim of this while simultaneously saying that she finds it sexy, probably because she has the same kink. Makes it a little difficult to believe. It's in some ways, in other ways not. But the fact that it happened so long ago and it wasn't brought up until people started hating Trump, it makes it seem very suspicious. So obviously there's a lot of room for doubt.
Well, but Trump is just a bad person. Like,
Why is he
he's
a bad
racist.
person? He's
He's
racist.
racist.
Jesus. Okay,
And
who's he racist
he's
against?
Islamophobic.
Okay, first off, there's no such thing as Islamophobia. Second,
Yeah, there is.
okay, no, Islamophobia means irrational fear of Islam. There's no such thing as an irrational fear of people that blow
He
themselves
hates
up. Okay, I don't think he hates
He's right.
Muslims. I think he hates
Yeah,
their
he does do
ideology.
Muslim travel ban.
They keep making all these unfounded claims that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, that there's proof that he's committed crimes.
Fucking A. Did you see what she did? This could be about anyone, not just Trump. She calls Trump an R-wordist. The guy debunks it. Then she calls him a racist. Guy asks, proof? No proof. So she switches it up. Well, he's Islamophobic. This guy makes a very compelling argument, which I completely agree with. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so let's try he's Muslim phobic. Travel bans. So she's using every tool in her libtard toolbox to try to get the win. It's sad. I don't usually say it's sad a lot. That's usually Jesse's job. But it's sad in a pathetic sense, where I don't feel bad for her. I just think it looks pathetic.
Against innocent young people in the Epstein files, which is patently false. It's been totally disproven, and yet they continue. Well, Dean, what about that standard for President Trump? Are you going to come out publicly and denounce your own side? Are you going to apply the same standard to everyone else? Or no, it only applies to you because you're a good leftist? Yeah, you see, I don't like double standards. And if you're going to engage in despicable double standards, then why should people treat you fairly? Should people give you the benefit of the doubt when you people never do on the other side? When all you people ever try to do is use unproven claims against Republicans to destroy them and destroy their lives? We're just going to forget what happened to Brett Kavanaugh? We're going to gloss over the Eugene Carroll hoax? One of the biggest legal farces I've ever seen in my entire life? No, buddy. You guys set the frickin' standard and now you gotta live with it. And that's really what this is, right? It's the culmination of these extreme tactics that we've seen coming from the left. It's them being held to the non-standards that they've created. And it's just so funny. It's
Okay, so that's that video. But Dean came out with another video. And I'm going to play it for you guys, but I'm going to speed it up.
This is the most serious video I've ever made. A Trump supporter stole the identity of an innocent 13-year-old girl to falsely accuse me of rape with supporting evidence of poorly botched fake DMs in an attempt to illegitimately deplatform me. In response, the 13-year-old whose identity was stolen made a video calling out the false accuser and anybody peddling these lies using her photos, stating that she's been getting harassed and bombarded with messages. An innocent 13-year-old girl.
Is he going to show it? Blur the face, but show it. I'm not just going to take your word for it. Because people lie, right? You always have to be questioning everybody. This is what I've learned. Always question. Don't just always take it at face value.
As we speak, not all, but millions of Republicans across the internet have continued to knowingly peddle this false allegation and could what only be described as an attempt to get me killed or to get me to...
What about Charlie Kirk? What about Charlie Kirk? Y'all claimed he was a racist, right? Horrible person. Well, he's dead. He's dead now because of all the claims about him that liberals like him, far leftists, peddled. I didn't always agree with Charlie Kirk, but I heard a lot of lies about him. See, I can watch someone not completely agree with everything they say, sometimes not even like them, but I can agree with some of their points, and I can admire their ability to argue. And so even though I didn't always agree with Charlie, I watched his stuff. I watched a lot of his stuff before he got killed. And so when I heard people saying he was this, he was that, he wants people to die, blah, 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 I'm like, that's obviously not true. Because I'm someone who didn't always agree with him, and I watched him, and I didn't see any of that. They try to use clips of him saying something, and it's taken completely out of context. So he's saying that Republicans are running with this lie and just trying to like deplatform me, blah, 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 blah. Well, I guess two can play at that game, huh? Y'all are playing the same game, and then you're accusing the Republicans of being the bad people? But you've been doing the same thing. So much so that, there was like 3 attempts to kill Trump, and then they tried to kill Charlie and succeeded. So, like, It's like he thinks he's talking to children who don't know any better. We're adults. We can see through the bullshit.
Myself, leading to the police calling me, informing me of a bomb threat, and the continued visceral harassment of the innocent little girl who had her identity stolen. Let's unpack this. First and foremost, this TikTok account, under the name of Emily, accused me of rape. They posted this fake DM to prove their allegation. The account posted 2 screenshots of the same faked DMs, for the purpose being that in the second screenshot, they're scrolled further down the page to also include my response. We know that they're fake because in the first screenshot above their message, there is an included date and time. In the second screenshot above that same message, there is not an included date and time. The only explanation for this inconsistency is that the screenshots are fake. The account also claimed to be a young girl, posting many photos such as these to make their allegations seem more believable. This girl is not accusing me of rape. She had her identity stolen by this account. She made a video to clear this up.
So tonight, I was looking through my TikTok comments and I find some comments saying that someone's impersonating me and using my photos to accuse someone, Dean Withers, of sexual assault. This was a picture someone put in my TikTok comments, and this was a picture I posted on Instagram. Same with here, this was posted in July, and now I find this 4 days ago on TikTok. On this photo, you can see there's a little scribble at the top of the screen. This is because, as you can see in the next photo, that's where the lyrics were in my Instagram photo. After finding out about this, I made a video tagging her saying that's not me, and she ended up blocking my main account. I'm now getting multiple DMs and comments about this whole situation, and I wanted to make this to let you guys know that I'm not involved in any of this, and I didn't make any of these videos.
Even in light of the fact that this allegation is obviously fake, not only hurting me as the victim of them, but also the innocent little girl whose identity was stolen to make them, many Trump supporters haven't cared. MAGA influencers like the older millennial Asmongold and thousands of others have continued to peddle these false allegations across social media so hard to the point.
That's weird. Because I didn't hear it was a little girl from what I read. It was a couple little boys. I guess there are multiple people who have accused him of this. But what's funny is it was actually believable when I heard it was little boys, not the little girl. The little boys is more believable. I didn't hear about the little girl thing. So I guess there are more accusations that are coming down the pipeline. See, this is what happens when you play with fire. When you play with fire and you lie all the time and people can see through it, people wonder, what else is he lying about? You know what I mean? And you could say this about it. You could say this about anybody. You could even say this about Trump, right? What else is he lying about? Probably a lot. But even then, because so many people have seen his bad faith, sneaky, slimy tactics, it's easy to believe that he could be sneaky and slimy behind the scenes. What's that guy who was he was with Mr. Beast, that guy who said that he was a woman and like left his family and stuff. And I always thought he was a creep. He always came off very creepy. And then you saw certain things and you're like, oh, something weird is going on there. And then you find out, oh, there was a lot more skeletons in his closet than most people knew about. Well, I just automatically assumed because some people give you this feeling that something ain't right in the state of Denmark. A lot of leftists say that about Charlie Kirk and Trump, blah, 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 blah. They're not actually using their gut instincts. They're using their bias. And there's a difference. You can just kind of tell the type of people that guys like Dean are by how they... I said the same thing about fucking Destiny. Hassan. There's skeletons in these guys' closets that they don't want you to know about. Was it Harry Sisson, the guy who's like one of the bro-liberal whisperers? Is friends with him. Stuff came out about him. Not such a great guy. If you're on your platforms talking about how everyone's horrible and you're a great person, in other words, well then I'm going to be so fucking suspicious of you. And rightfully so, because everyone has something bad about them. Everyone has made mistakes and such. But if you're claiming to be this morally virtuous person who looks down on everyone, well, you're probably the one who is the worst. I mean, it usually comes out to be true, like 90% of the time. So, were these claims true or false? I don't know. Possibly false. But does that mean that he hasn't done something that will eventually come out that is bad? Something eventually will come out about him that's bad. It's only a matter of time. And I'm here for it because I love reacting to this kind of content. Now, before we go, I need to ask you, do you believe it? Do you think there's something about him that's going to come out eventually? Or do you think that he's a great person? That's why he cried when he was accused of it. He's a great, morally wonderful person. Do you think so? Leave it in the comments below. But before I go, I wanted to show you this one clip just to lighten the mood. And it's this.
Where the sexy is! Yeah! We're sexy, man! Look at so hot! Look at open wicket! We're so
Like and subscribe to this channel, everyone. Join our membership to keep this channel going, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.